What's up, guys? Today I'll be explaining why I think Fred VanVleet should get more credit for the Toronto Raptors championship win last year. After a senior year at Wichita State, VanVleet declared for the 2016 NBA draft, where he went undrafted and later signed a deal with the Toronto Raptors. In VanVleet's rookie season, he averaged around 3 points, half a steal, 1 assist, and 1 rebound in 8 minutes per game in 37 games in the 2016-17 season. In VanVleet's second year in the league, he showed a lot of improvement, averaging about 8.5 points, 3 assists, 2.5 rebounds, shooting 43% from the field in 76 games, which is almost twice as much as his first season. He proved to the Raptors that he could be a key piece in their franchise's future. In the 2018 offseason, VanVleet got a 2-year deal with the Raptors. In the 2018-19 season, VanVleet stepped up his game, averaging 11 points, 5 assists, and 2.5 rebounds in 64 games, where he then started 28 of those. He showed the Raptors that he's more than just a role player and can be a key piece in the franchise's championship contending team, including players like Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, and Kyle Lowry. On February 9th, 2019, Fred VanVleet was getting ready for a game against the Knicks. He was coming off some pretty good games and arguably the best basketball of his career. During that game, he did not play a bunch of minutes due to a thumb injury during the game. He later had to get thumb surgery and missed 5 weeks. On March 17th, 2019, VanVleet returned to action. Despite his thumb injury, when he came back, he played pretty good, having games like 23 points, 6 assists, 23 points, 6 assists, another game, 12 points, 5 assists, and other double-digit assist and point games. In the first round of the playoffs, the Raptors versus the Magic. They lost the first game where VanVleet played decent with 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist, and ended up winning the next 4 games to send them to the second round, where they would play the Philadelphia 76ers. VanVleet did not play very well in the first round, only with his 2 best games of 14 points and 9 points. In the second round of the playoffs, the Raptors went against the 76ers. VanVleet did not play very good that series, averaging very low single-digit numbers for the points per game category as well as others. The series was very back and forth, with Toronto winning Game 1, losing Game 2 and 3, winning Game 4 and 5, losing Game 6, and winning Game 7 with this shot.
Of the inbounder here if you're Philly.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
Although VanVleet did not hit the shot, it was still a historic shot in the Raptors' playoff run to win a championship. This shot advanced them to the Eastern Conference Finals and made them one step closer to an NBA Finals appearance. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Raptors went up the Milwaukee Bucks. VanVleet did not have a very good start to this series, but did have a good end. In Game 1 and 2, the Raptors lost, and VanVleet only had 2 points in the first game and 2 assists, and 5 points and 2 assists in the second game. In the third game, the Raptors won, where VanVleet had 3 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And in Game 4, he had 13 points, 6 assists, and 1 steal in a game that tied the series up at 2-2, being one of the best games he's had in the playoffs so far. In Game 5, he had 21 points, 1 steal, and 1 assist in a huge game to give them a 3-2 lead in the series. This was by far one of the best games he has played in the playoffs so far, and he played about 37 minutes that game. Then in Game 6, the Raptors won, where VanVleet had 14 points and 2 assists. This was probably one of the best rounds he's had in the playoffs so far, especially with the last 3 games, or 4 games in the series, with his performances. With the help of VanVleet, the Raptors have now advanced to the NBA Finals to take on the Golden State Warriors. The NBA Finals is where VanVleet really stepped up his game. In Game 1, with a win over the Warriors, VanVleet had 15 points and 2 assists. Then in Game 2, the Warriors won, where VanVleet still played pretty good with 17 points, 3 steals, and 2 assists. In Game 3, the Raptors got a win to give them a 2-1 lead in the series, where Vanvleet had 11 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Then in Game 4, a big win for the Raptors to give them a 3-1 lead with a good performance from Vanvleet of 8 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Vanvleet has showed that he can be more than just a scorer, but a playmaker. Then in Game 5, with a loss against the Warriors at home, where Kevin Durant was injured and out for the finals, Vanvleet had 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. The Raptors almost won a championship on this shot.
6 seconds remaining. Leonard, back up Vanvleet. Vanvleet kicks it out Lowry. Lowry for the win. Won't go. And there'll be a Game 6 in Oakland. And it was a great job.
So with this missed shot, the series is now 3-2, and a Game 6 has to be played in Oakland. This game is when Fred VanVleet plays the best he has played in the playoffs so far.
Shot clock at 5. VanVleet using a screen, three-pointer. VanVleet. He would have kept dribbling, he would have had a layup. VanVleet. Bang! Fred VanVleet from downtown. And they sub Ibaka in for him. VanVleet gets a wide open look. Puts it in. Fred VanVleet.
Those are just 9 of the 12 fourth quarter points that VanVleet had in Game 6 to clinch the title for the Raptors. In that game, he ended up with 22 points, 1 steal, 2 rebounds, and 5 total three-pointers. This was very clutch play of VanVleet and was a big reason of why the Raptors ended up winning the title. Although Kawhi Leonard did end up getting Finals MVP, VanVleet was still a major role in why they ended up winning it with the clutch performance he had in all the playoffs. VanVleet is having a good season in the 2019-20 season prior to the NBA season being suspended due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Raptors are currently the 2 seed and have another good chance at making a finals appearance, although they did lose Kawhi Leonard in the offseason. I do believe that Fred VanVleet could be a franchise player and play well alongside other star players. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like down below. Comment below what you think about the video, subscribe for more content like this, and turn on notifications for new videos every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.